But.
Yeah, Sean, do you want to speak maybe on that, like giving value to your audience first before you try to like sell them? And
yeah, especially nowadays, you got to have real value to bring to people, because you can't follow any templates anymore, because as soon as you follow a template, it's gonna sooner or later it's gonna create supply and demand where there's not going to be much demand because there's 100 people doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. So like right now, like I look like if you're doing like you doing editing, I always view editing it's an art, and it's not necessarily, there's different qualities of it. It's like, okay, we have low, medium, high, however you want to look at it, or like 1 to 10. But I've seen styles that are great and they're all different. Like last night I went on a tangent right before I went to bed because we had the speaking event that I went to. And then after, I saw like so much dynamic content, but they all said different things. Right. They were all different narratives that they were following.
Told different stories.
Exactly. So the more tailored that we can be towards our messaging, the better value comes with that organically, as long as it's tailored in like authenticity.
Absolutely. Well, let's like for you, for example, mm-hmm. You just came from a speaking event, mm-hmm. right? And where was that again?
It was in Salt Lake.
Salt Lake. So that's kind of right. First time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of an example of giving value first. Like that's why people do those speaking events. And when you see someone in person and they're talking to you and they're trying to help you, right? Yep. I mean, you gave a keynote.
Terrifying, but
yeah, I bet.
But hey, that's, it takes courage to get where you want to get.
I'm ready for the next one.
So that I respect that, man. Yeah. But yeah, that's important, right? Is like giving value when someone sees you in person and they see your face and you're speaking in front of them, they're going to trust you, dude. Yep. Like, and the writing notes, you're shown as an expert in your industry. And if you're given an hour keynote, like if they listen to you for an hour.
Yeah. I guess I can speak on that because that was super interesting because I didn't go first. I went 2:30 p.m. The event started at 9 a.m. So I got to hear 4 or 5 different people speak, and I already had my own notes. But I have my notes, and then I was adding to the notes of what I heard from other speakers to do a few things to be relatable in terms of referencing it to some of the conversation or some of my presentation. Because what I did is I shared advertisements that were successful. I showed stuff that happened back in 2020 when I was working with a staffing agency and flying all around and filming Facebook ads. And then I showed stuff that was currently working. And they really appreciated that. But I was able to share example of these big companies. Like this one guy, Danny Dixon. Have you guys familiar with Danny Dixon?
Yeah, I think he follows me. Yeah.
Yeah. He was there. He spoke at the event. He has he makes shirts, flannels, I think is exactly what it is. But
maybe it's not, whatever. I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Maybe either or, but it's $100 million business. That's another thing that was exciting. I heard what everybody was saying, and then they were affirming some of the stuff that I've never even shared vocally on a stage like that. But, for that event, my mentality, I wanted to give value. I wanted to give the most value because it was not only for my buddy's event, Alex Urban, great guy. He's generated millions of dollars with e-commerce products over the past years, but I wanted to put my best foot forward and just deliver results. I wanted to give value to the audience because I just felt right because everyone has imposter syndrome to some degree. So it's almost, you want to reinforce that. Like me doing that, it was to deplete it because it's always there, but to compensate and the drive through it is to have some results to subside with it and talk about something that